Today is an exciting day because I'm going to tear my office to pieces. So this is where you normally see me from, just up here on top of my monitor. And the things that you don't see, oh god, all of this mess. So we've lived here for, I don't know, 2 years, something like this, and it's just like, this used to be a bedroom with the previous owner, and I've made it into an office because I need an office. The room is basically as it was, the same colours on the walls, the same carpet. Because I've got a new table, I want to make sure that it goes into a nice office. And I know this might seem like a backwards way of doing things, like why not buy a nice table for your office instead of buying a nice office for your table? But this is just the way it's happened. So a huge thank you to FlexiSpot for sending me a table. You can see it down there. I will be keeping the tabletop that I currently have, nice oak tabletop, and I will be replacing the legs and this frame with the FlexiSpot sit-stand table so that I have a little bit more ergonomics. You can see here what I'm actually intending to do for the office. So we've got the same space, but we're going to be putting up some acoustic paneling. That's the sit-stand table. Obviously there'll be a PC on it. The table behind me is going to be there as it always has been. Come around here and I'm going to fit bookcases all up this wall. So that end wall over there, that's going to be covered in bookcases. So there's a few things I'm going to need to do. I need to remove all of this tiles. This light up here, that's got to go. This boxing, that's got to go. Weird light, that's got to go with its switch. This wall and this wall need stripping. This corner needs replastering. Need to hang wallpaper on here and here. Repaint. And then also repaint this wall. And the window wall needs repainting as well. Going to be new carpet coming in. And fitted shelving. So I used to be a joiner, so hopefully I can do the shelves myself. Oh, and I'm also going to be building acoustic paneling. We can have a play with making acoustic paneling and see if we can find something which is actually going to be absorbing. I know a lot of acoustic stuff actually only helps with noise coming through your walls, whereas I need it to stop the echo inside this room because it's really echoey. So there we go. Let's jump into it. We've got rid of all of the things. Everything is out and we've started painting. So we've got the ceiling painted. This wall has its first coat, this wall has 2 coats, and the door frame's done, skirtings are done. Need to replace the light switch, the lights are off the wall. This wall, I've decided to not treat it. I'm just going to put a bookcase directly in front of it and use a backboard on there, so all the timber for that is coming tomorrow. This has been plastered and I've just sized it. Wallpaper's started to go up, so I just need to finish the wallpapering and then yeah, we've got to give this a second coat today, finish wallpapering today, and then build the bookcase tomorrow. While the Bookcase Timelapse is playing in the background, I just want to take a sec to talk about why I think it's important to design your spaces. They say that you are the average of the company that you keep, which is true, but I also think it's true to say that you are the average of the spaces that you inhabit. Now that we're working from home so much, I think this has become super important because our time is spent in fewer spaces. Instead of a day being split between home, car, studio, cafe, and walking between, many of us are contained now within a single building. In fact, the majority of my audience is under 30, so it's likely that many of you will be sleeping, working, and gaming entirely within the same one room. Needless to say, this is kind of problematic. Another point is maybe more specific to us creatives when we're making work where we can't just rely on techniques and processes. We need experiences to feel inspired and we need to see things and meet people. So before the lockdown, I used to go urban sketching in Manchester. I'd cycle around the town, I'd go to galleries, grab coffee with people. Now, not so much. I've seen the last year referred to as the Great Leap online, as social media and e-commerce sites have seen a massive boom, and we've redefined how we learn and how we find our tribes. I found Discord to be huge for this, but the computer itself is still only a window out. We still exist physically in a space. Now I know 3D artists have a bad rep for ignoring this little fact, but a little remodeling goes a long way. When you design your space, you take ownership of it. If you're able to create a space where someone you aim to be would exist, then you will naturally start to steer in that direction. So for me, I wanted something elegant and minimal, but I also wanted something that was super functional for the work that I want to be doing. I'm already doing this work, but I want to be doing more of it. You know, I want to be inspired to create and do things like this. For those of you who require a multifunctional space for sleeping and working, there are things that you can do to help separate visually. Simple things like painting different wall colors or using rugs to change the floor surface. Even curtains or space dividers will split up a room. You could even go further and build a raised floor for the part of the room that you sleep in. So just one step would be plenty to completely alter your perception of the space and to differentiate between day and night areas. So design your space, even just a little bit, to fit you better.
One eternity later.
Permit me to just talk about this table for a minute and why I accepted doing a product integration with FlexiSpot. So full disclosure, the table was provided for free. However, I genuinely would not take collaborations like this without believing in the product or company. FlexiSpot specialize in ergonomic solutions like desks, desk converters, desk mics, chairs, other accessories like that. For people who spend a lot of time on their computer, like digital creatives like we are, this kind of equipment can be really important. So I know a bunch of people who have sustained back injuries from basically having a sedentary lifestyle for many years. And when I was 22, I had a DVT. So for those of you who don't know, DVT is a deep vein thrombosis or a blood clot. Normally these form in the leg, and mine was from my left knee to my left hip, so about 14 inches. Thankfully it's cleared now, but it just drives home the importance of not spending your life in a chair. If you're currently on the market for a desk, then maybe check out the Amazon Prime Day sales this 21st and 22nd of June. FlexiSpot are going to be taking part, so there's going to be huge discounts on their products across that sale period. Check down in the description for links to the FlexiSpot website and this desk, as well as the Prime Day links. I'll make sure that those are available if you are interested in grabbing one there. The last thing for this office, I made some DIY acoustic panels, so check in the description for links to download the blend file showing how I made them and also the bookcase, so you can see all of the separate components there. So essentially it's just a timber frame with some Rockwool sound insulation glass wool inside, so just glass wool, and a 10-ounce canvas stretched on the outside. I'm going to play 4 tests here, not very scientific, but you should be able to hear the difference with headphones. We have the untreated room, just panels, just the bookcase, and finally books and panels. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Peter Piper picked a pot of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a pot of pickled peppers. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Peter Piper picked a pot of pickled peppers. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Peter Piper picked a pot of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a pot of pickled peppers. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Peter Piper picked a pot of pickled peppers. 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 Thanks so much to FlexiSpot for sponsoring this video and to my patrons who made this makeover possible. So grateful to be able to work in a space like this. I hope it's got some of you feeling inspired to customize your spaces. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you learned something, and I'll catch you next time.